Afternoon. Right.
The broadcast section first, and Gary Cottrell. Gary, away you go.
Thanks, Adrian. Hello, Graham.
Hi.
Can we get any injury updates you've got for us, please?
Well, from the other night, Wesley's knee, not as bad as we thought, so that was good. After the game, of course, you're concerned, but a few weeks, I think, but considerably better than it could be. But we're missing for a few weeks.
So you might see him playing again before the World Cup?
Yeah, that's a possibility. Depends on how his rehab goes. Wouldn't want to put too much of a time scale on it, but there's a chance of that, yeah.
And Ngolo, any updates?
He's doing more and more integration with the team. Still not ready for the weekend, but getting closer.
It's exactly a month today, 7th of September. Thomas Tuchel was sacked. Quickly replaced, of course, by you. So TT replaced by GP, with a motor racing theme there. A month on, are Chelsea on track for the top four?
Well, so I'm just recovering from that, where that was going. Well, I think we've made a little bit of progress in terms of from first day to now, as you'd expect and hope. A long way to go. I think the thing is we have to just focus on the next match. That's as simple as it is. We've got this incredible amount of games we play, so rather than think too much about what's going to happen at the end of the season, just focus on the next game.
Which is Wolves.
Yep.
Managerless Wolves. That can be a benefit. Can also go against a team. Which one do you think it will be?
It's one of those things that I have no idea. My focus is on us, on making sure we're ready to play. They've got a lot of talented players. You can't control the opposition's situation. So you see the games in the Premier League. The margins are so small that they've been in games. They've been, that they've narrowly lost. So we're expecting a tough game. I think historically it's a challenge playing Wolves. So we have to be recovered and ready and positive and looking forward to the match. Potentially
a return to the bridge for Diego Costa. He's 34 today, actually.
Okay.
The threat, of course, he isn't, but he used to be. But you still have to fear him if he's involved. Well,
we have a lot of respect for him, for his career, for what he's achieved, and he's at Wolves. He's a Wolves player, and he's gonna come and be ready to play. So everybody at this club knows how good he's been, and I've followed his career from afar, and I have a huge respect for him and what he's achieved as a player. So he's one, like I said, of lots of talented players at Wolves. They've got especially in the forward line, a lot of attacking players there that can hurt you. So we have to be ready.
Didn't leave in the best way possible, but he did a lot for the club. Do you expect him to get a good reception?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd hope so. Always, when players have achieved something at the club, you hope that. But that's not for me to decide. Of course, I'm focusing on the team we have and our team, and I thought the support the other night was fantastic. So we're hopefully building on that.
Hi Graham, how are you?
Alex. Good, thank you.
You've used two formations already since you took over. Why did you decide to go three at the back on Wednesday, and will that be the formation now moving forward?
You always consider the opponent, always consider the players that we have. We had an injury. We lost Marc for illness from Salzburg to Crystal Palace. One or two other things happening. So sometimes that can change the way you want to go and approach the game. I think it's important to have a couple of options because the personnel won't be the same for the next however many games, 10 games, 11 games, whatever we have until the World Cup break. So it's a really intense period where it's important to have some options. I think the thing to always manage is the balance between change and consistency. Things have to be consistent, otherwise it can be destabilising. So that's the thing we have to work with.
You mentioned Marc and his illness. How is he? Is he in contention to start tomorrow?
Yeah, fully recovered now and needed the time. He was on the bench against Milan, so he's had more time, more recovery, so he'll be involved tomorrow.
Comparing the Milan performance with the one against Salzburg 3 weeks before, how big a step forward do you think the team has taken?
Well, I was thinking before the game that it was quite a surreal situation. You know, it's very rarely that your first game is a Champions League match, and you haven't got that much information in terms of how much you know about the team and about our team. And 3 or 4 weeks on, you just know more about the guy. Had more interaction, more opportunities to get to know them better. So I think that was a result of that. But again, it's only a small step. We want to keep moving forward, and I'm so far happy with the progress that the team's made.
Just finally, very disappointing obviously to lose Fofana to injury, but how pleased were you with Trevor Chalobah when he came on?
Yeah, really pleased. Probably epitomises the group. I think everyone's ready to come in and ready to play and ready to help. Trevor's been really professional, hard working in training. His level's been high, so in that regard, it was probably a reward of that behaviour that he played so well.
Thank you.
Cheers, thank you.
Oos.
Graham, how are you?
Good. Yourself?
Very good, thank you. Goals have been a problem for Wolves this season, which is why I think me and Bruno Lage got sacked. They weren't playing well, they just weren't scoring. And goals for Chelsea centre forward have been a problem up until it would seem the arrival now of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. What have you done to sort of get him scoring goals for Chelsea and get rid of the idea of a curse of the number 9?
Well, I don't know whether I've done anything specifically. It's more that we've just been working with the whole group, laying those foundations in terms of how we want to be. I always think that the better the team functions, the more whoever it is in the forward line has got a better chance of playing well and doing what he's there to do, which is to score. Of course, it's not the only thing he has to do, and I think that goes a lot unnoticed because he does a lot of work for the team. But we're happy for him, happy that he's scoring, and long may that continue.
Interesting you say that, because Erling Haaland seems to be scoring goal after goal, and yet really all his touches are just the goals he scores, really, rather than tracking back and necessarily helping out his right back or his left back.
Yeah, and obviously the two teams are different stages of development, and everybody's different in terms of how they play, and I think. Like I said, Pierre's working really, really well for the team, and it's nice that he's scored a couple of goals.
Still no Kante. How infuriating is it for you and for him for the World Cup, because you weren't playing for Chelsea? And how much of a problem is it, because obviously we haven't got that much time between now and the World Cup?
Well, it is what it is. There's nothing we can do. The injury happened, and now it's about trying to get him back fit and getting him ready, and as ready as we can, so he can sustain a period of play. You know, he's probably been a bit in and out with injuries over the period of time, so we have to make sure that when he's back for good and strong and enjoying his football. So there's no frustration from my perspective. It's just something we have to deal with.
And obviously, finally, you've got another big game coming up in midweek in Milan. Will you have half an eye on that when you pick your team to face Wolves?
No, we have to pick the team to win their game against Wolves. We have to make sure everybody's recovered properly, and we pick the players that we think can give us the best chance to win.
Last question in the broadcast section, Nick.
Hi.
Just so on Wes's injury, it's just a knee strain, it's a ligament strain, is that right? Just to check.
Yeah.
And just on Kante, obviously there's always a temptation with, and I think some managers before have gone into that temptation to push him back because of how influential he can be. But obviously that seems like that doesn't come into your thoughts at all. You won't put him in until he's absolutely ready.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And is that partly because of the injury profile he's had previously? Does that sort of play on is in your mind as well? Because obviously there's been a few hamstring.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, I mean, I can only speak for myself. The welfare of the players is important. I don't want to take a risk with that. I understand there's all the time you have to take some decisions, but from my perspective, I want to make sure that the player's safe, he's ready to play consistently over a period of time, and I think that's the best way to build relationships with them and get them back strong and enjoying their football.
Okay, cameras off, please.
Thank you.
Who wants the first pitch?